is then share this thing. Okay, 1 second, bro.
Sure.
Copy the link.
Should I just share the screen?
Yeah, share your screen, bro. And I'm gonna invite all the elite members.
Perfect.
Okay, sending it out now. Close the door. Boom, bam.
My blood pressure is starting to increase.
No, it's fine. You'll be fine. You'll be fine, brother. You'll be fine. So I think we are live. I think we were live like a minute ago. So we'll wait and see for members to join. I think elite members, when you join, let us know in the chat, as we always do. Let us know that you are here, so that we know we're not talking to ourselves. So yeah, okay, here we go. Here we go. People are jumping in. Okay, we got Shabs, Mohammed next, Matthew, Bav, Mohammed. Like Connoisseur, I think. Yep. There he is, Usman again. So straight away they're saying you look saucy. So guys, he came professional this time. You know, he got the headset this time, so you know he means business. You know, Musa means business today. He's got the
Guys,
headphones
and a monitor.
My God, we've got 2 screens now. What is what is going on? See, hey, you guys, elite members, you can't say we do not spoil you. We do spoil you. He's got the headphones and the extra screen. So get your notepads out. Get your pens ready. We're going deep. We're going deep. All right. So we're going to quickly do a mic check. Can you guys hear me? First of all, can you guys hear me? Let me know in the chat whether you can hear me. Let's see. Someone said headphones from Cross. Okay, so someone said, yep, loud and clear. Okay, so Musa, if you talk, brother, let's see if whether they can hear you.
Can you hear me? Test 1, 2, 3.
Okay, so Bav said, yeah, we can hear you both. Okay, we are looking good. Yep. Okay, cool. So I think audio is looking fine. People have commented, they said your wallpaper is better than Dan's wallpaper. So that means they can see you. So everything sounds good. Okay, all right. So we're good to go. So before we dive into it, brother, how was your day? How was your day today?
Oh, perfect. I stopped myself from doing some swings, so I took a lot of money out from some stocks that was meant to be long term. So instead of that, I will just day trade it instead. I use the cash and day trade it, but we must start this live session by calling out Dan to be the goat. To be the goat.
The goat. You know, we have to give honorable mentions today. Dan, I'm not sure if Dan's in the chat, but absolutely beasted today with the day trades. Did you follow any of Dan's trades today?
I followed one of them. I traded it. I got $1K dollars in profit, but then I took it slowly. But I can see that his TMBR, it's falling after hours though.
Yeah, I think he said it's a lot of shares pretty much. overnight,
Yeah.
looking at the day alerts. So, but I mean, pretty much throughout the day, the man goated as everyone's calls were just going left, right, and center, and it helps, because we had the great news about the stimulus which was signed today
Yeah.
by Biden. So pretty much a lot of the positions were doing okay today. A lot of the swings that I bought last week and 2 weeks ago, absolutely don't regret that decision at all, and that's why I love red days. And
Nice.
on days like today, the wall of gains was popping off. So I'm
Fam,
glad. I'm
look
glad
at
elite members are eating today. So that's the main thing.
ATNF. Look at the
ATNF,
increase. Yeah. Just today. Look at that.
that's your baby. So are you guys eating in ATNF as well? Yeah, yeah. Wow, nice, 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 nice. But yeah, elite members, how are you guys doing today? Let us know in the chat how you got on today with the day trades on your long-term investments. It's been more active, it's been more active today. Well, most of this week actually, it's been quite active, which
Yeah.
is good. So I know over the last 2 weeks we start ringing the bell, but I think we've brought the bell back now. So
Fam, look at the barcode for
yeah,
LTCO.
yeah.
I tried to buy some shares at 1.02 and it went through after 1 hour.
So Kes said Dan is more savage than Megan the Stallion. I did strongly disagree. Strongly disagree. But yeah, yeah. ATNF is my love, says Usman. Stefano said portfolio back to healthy zone. Good. That's good. We love to see that. Shout outs to Yov. Hey, so NNDM absolutely took off today. Um,
Oh,
um, so Teddy's still waiting for LKCO to pop, but I'm sure that will come in time. Today was a good day. Wall of Fame. Yeah, Wall of Fame for our man Dan. Yeah, Musashi, we're gonna pop LKCO. So overall, I think we're all good. Everyone's happy. I'm happy. You're happy. Elite members, judging by the comments, are happy, and this is very good. So before we dive into it, just to give everyone an idea of what we're going to do today. So, like we mentioned, if you haven't caught up, if you haven't watched last week's video lesson, then I suggest you definitely check it out so that this session will make sense, because this is a continuation from part one. So this is part two, essentially. So the points that we're going to touch on are how Musa goes about plotting key support and resistance levels from a multi-month perspective, and that will help us long-term investors out. And then it's going to go into support and resistance levels for intraday charts, and those are for the day traders amongst us. And then we did want to give examples. We do have some real world examples of where these resistance support levels and MAs, RSIs, where everything worked for our favor. And also, we're going to give examples where it didn't work, and we've kind of found out the reasons why, because everything that we do today is based on fundamentals, and fundamentals is number one, technicals is number two. So remember that. And then by 9:30, 9:40, ideally we want to do some Q&As. So hopefully you guys have your questions and answers ready. And yeah, so we'll wrap this up by 10 past 10 at the latest. So, bro, I'm going to share your screen now, bro. Yeah.
sure.
Okay. And what we're going to do, so like we always do, elite members, if you can keep your questions towards the end, we're going to allocate at least 20 minutes for your questions. So I'm going to turn off the chat and it's going to focus on what Musa's talking about. So, bro, over to you. Over to you.
All right, thanks. Last time we had a session about how to use some indicators like MA and MACD and RSI to look at nice entry points and nice exit points for some stocks, both penny stocks and blue chip companies. Right now, I want to show you about how to use trend lines as another indicator, because you cannot just invest barely on or only on the MA, because it only indicates, it's not a certain pattern it follows. it doesn't show you a certain pattern. So from the beginning, I want to start off with support lines. When we had this session last time, we told you guys that the 200 MA for blue chip companies, especially, 200 was a perfect support line for big companies where institutions just buy in. This is not only due to institutions, but also retailers, of course. But to strengthen our entry point or our buy thesis, our technical buy thesis, we should also make some support lines where we think the chart, where the best entry point is for the chart. As you can see, a stock goes up and down, just like, let's say, your respiratory levels, your lungs, you breathe in, you breathe out. So of course, we all want to buy here and sell here all the time. And to determine a better way, we use support lines. Support lines to make a support line, we look at the chart and we see where the chart stopped before going back up. The more times it stopped at the same time, the better support it has. Like we
Okay,
can,
bro. Let me jump in there. Right. So, are we looking? Is this an intraday or multi-month? What time frame
uh,
is this chart?
this is a multi-month the day
Multi-month.
chart for Apple.
Okay, multi-month day chart for Apple.
Yeah, from
Um.
July to now.
Okay. Now, you mentioned when price tests a certain level. What do you mean?
Let's say Apple, it went all the way to 137 here and
Okay.
fell straight down all the way here. But the support wasn't good enough. It got resisted at this level before
Right.
going back down. But
Okay.
in this area, it went straight up and didn't touch this price again. So to even though our MA doesn't show that this is a good entry point, it even fell below MA 50,
Hmm.
which is a good indicator for a buying entry. We can see that the candlesticks up. You have to find a place in where the candlesticks all join each other before it goes up. So if you look at here, it touched these candlesticks before going up. It's touched this before going up, this, and a bit of this, and this again. So right now we can put a nice support line in this area, right here.
Is
Oh,
that okay? So that's essentially you're looking for areas where price has consolidated um for a while before making another move, whether it's towards the downside or towards the
yeah.
upside. And then
Uh, where
okay,
price stopped after after a correction.
after a move.
Yeah,
Okay,
after that move.
okay,
Of course, the price goes up, people take profits, it falls down, but as soon as
yep,
it falls down,
yep.
everyone is buying in this at this point.
Because
Uh,
it consolidated around that price point.
yeah, you have to think like investors are like sheeps. The
Mm,
more people who knows about the technical parts and the more people who set up those lines, like myself, I will just make a buy option here. And the more buy options there's at one place, the higher the support. So it's not because the fundamentals says it has to be here. It's
mm.
just it, the stock is dependent on the investors, and all the investors are using the same patterns, the same charts, the same indicators. So it's only because of investors are like sheep.
So it
Uh,
almost becomes like a self-fulfilling prophecy then, because everyone is identifying this level because price is consolidated there. So
yeah,
every support is support line
yeah.
is pretty much there.
Exactly. The
Mm.
fundamentals doesn't say that it has to be here, but
Yeah.
as when the chart does, and let's say millions of people also use the same technical says it's a nice buy entry, then the support here will be really strong. And the same was right here,
Mm.
and we can see at this place if I zoom in at this place, at the correction, it fell all the way down, just above the 200 MA, but it also got supported here. Sorry, it, it was also supported in this area. So we can also draw a nice support line for Apple in this area right
Mm.
here, because we can see it bounced up, it fell down, but then it went up again. And the same happened right here. You
Okay.
can see my mouse, right?
Yep. Yep.
All right, nice. Um, and to draw some resistance levels where we think, okay, the chart will not go any further. As said before, chart goes up and down, and we
Hmm.
want to find nice points to buy and exit. Even blue chip or not, if you bought here, you have to wait 1 year before taking profits, so it's not even worth it. Um, we use the same thing, horizontal line. You go on trading view right here, and then you look at where the candlestick stopped, a point where a lot of candlesticks stopped at the same price target. So if you look right now at Apple, we can
Yep.
see it stopped here
Okay.
before going back down. People took profits. It stopped here. People took profits.
Nice.
It stopped. It stopped. So
Okay.
right,
So for support, so for resistance, it's the opposite of support. So
exactly.
with support, you're looking for where price has declined and consolidated for a while, and that becomes a key price point.
Mm,
Whereas with resistance, you're looking for where price went up and
yes.
consolidated for a while whilst being in the highs.
Yes.
Okay, nice.
It's the price area where a lot of people just take profits. Um, and I usually draw this with red.
With red.
Uh, yeah, just psychological. It
Mm.
fits me better. Then this is a really strong resistance level. The other strong resistance level for Apple is right here. As we can see, it stopped in this area, but also in this area. Here it went right above it, $7 above it, but fell back down. This is where the correction happened then.
Okay.
Um, so as of now we speak, the strongest resistance line for Apple is this. And when we talk about resistance, when we tell you guys it's gonna break out, or when Dan tells you that it's gonna break at a certain level, that's
Mm.
because a stock is about to test it. So it can either go up or down. It can either go up, or it can either go down and fail and just touch the support, or or break through it and touch the other support, test it again, touch support, test it again, touch MA support, and
Breaks
here
out.
it broke.
Yeah.
Yeah, it breaks out. So now we have a new support level. It's not the same one as before.
Yep.
It's this one. You can see
Yep.
the same one almost 3 times, 4 times actually. So we can
Touch the
all
same level. Yeah.
exactly. So this one is our new support, but the correction was too strong on every blue chip company, so it went just right through it. So here, the strongest support was the 200 MA after the correction. The same can be done with the chart of Nasdaq. Um, when people want to determine when to get out and in of stocks, or people's hypothesis of when the correction is over. Of course, you cannot determine it only on technicals. Nobody knows when a correction is over, but people's price points, or uh, people's price points of Nasdaq is mostly due to the technical part. We can see here Nasdaq came all the way down here,
Yeah.
touched the support, consolidated for a bit in the support, going up. Now it's at a resistance level.
Yeah.
It came just above it, So right now we have to wait a few days to see how Nasdaq reacts. It can either go below, touch the other support, and then consolidate here, or it can go down, touch the other support, consolidate here. It can
Mm.
also go up, break this resistance and stay above it, and make this resistance the new support line
Okay.
and stay between this. That's what we hope, of course, due to Biden's stimulus bill.
Okay, so my question is now, okay, so we now have a better understanding of how to plot multi-month support levels and resistance levels. So, of course, we've heard Dan in the chat and yourself as well, and talking about buying breakouts. So that means you're buying the breakout of the resistance. So, are you meant to buy resistance or are
Um,
you meant to buy support? So, as an investor, I'm asking myself, am I meant to buy when price hits a support level, or am I meant to buy when it's about to break out of a resistance?
as an investor, you have to buy as soon as it hits the support.
Okay, so
You
as a long-term investor, you're looking to
yeah.
buy on support.
Um, the most important thing is as soon as it touches the support,
Hmm.
don't start with 100% of your initial investment.
Yeah.
Start with
Okay.
25 or 50 in case it touches the other support, 25 again, 25 again. So you can just average down.
Okay.
Um, but for a day trader, as soon as you see it touches the resistance, it tests it, you should not buy in because it can quickly just fall and fail. So as soon as it breaks it and the RSI MACD is all bullish, you can
Hmm.
make an investment because then it will most likely use this as a new support level.
Right, right. So, okay, so from a day trader's point of view, you're looking for breakouts.
Yeah.
You're looking for key resistance levels and you're looking for price about to break out and then you buy it. So that's again
Yes.
short-term swing traders or day
But
traders. But as a
let
long-term investor, you buy support.
yes. Let's say it does break out of the resistance you buy, then you sell at this area, then it falls down, then your buy order must be the previous resistance level. Um, if we take Dan, for example, a lot of people followed him today uh,
Yep.
with TMBR.
TMBR.
Yeah, we saw before at 3 was a really strong resistance level. It tested it a lot of times and failed also. But as soon as it broke out of it, let me just zoom out. As soon as he had tested it like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. But
So that became a key resistance level today, TMBR.
yes,
Yeah.
but over here it tested it again. It broke through it, 3.2. It
Mm.
went back down, and now the new support line was 3, the
Yeah.
previous resistance.
Okay.
And now the other resistance line is mainly you can get that from the chart's history. Uh, this is TMBR. I'm not sure what they do as a company, but over here we can look, if you zoom in, that in this area it did touch 3.5, then went back down, and then it
Mm.
just fell down. So
Yeah.
this is also a key resistance, 3.5.
So
And
from
if we,
previous, so from a couple of weeks ago, a couple of months ago,
yeah,
these levels
exactly.
still relevant today.
Yes, and here we can see it touched right above 3.5. It touched it a lot of times, 4 times here, also here, but it couldn't get through it because a lot of investors used the previous technicals from 1 year ago, 2 years ago,
Oh,
the history to say where they should take the profits. So always use the previous charts also when you want to make key resistance and support levels, just to make the resist your buy thesis or sell thesis way stronger.
mm,
Because we can already see here, 3 was a really nice resistance for a long time. This is months, bro.
yeah.
uh, for a long time here, and here we see 3.6, 3.7,
What year was that? How long ago was that?
2020. Yes,
Okay,
last year.
last year. Wow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's no, sorry, this is days. It's not months. Sorry.
Okay.
So if, let's say example, TMBR did get through that resistance. Oh damn. Then you have to find the
Yeah.
spot, the next resistance line from its history, and
Yeah.
determine when to buy. When I looked at it, I saw if it could break 3.5 and stay above it for some time. 4 was the next resistance. That's where it
Nice.
failed a lot, like here, all in this area.
Nice.
So use its current chart, like 1 month, 3 month, and then use the overall chart of those stocks and see where it did fail. Like Apple, it has just been growing. It didn't do like the same movement as the other one, but we can already see. Let's take for an example here. This is right now the month chart for Apple.
Yeah.
So each bar is 1 month.
1 month.
Yes, it touched this support in 2 months.
Mm.
So that's already a nice support. And it also touched it here. So use the previous charts to determine it. But another way to determine good or a nice bullish trend, let's take Tesla for an example. The 1 year chart for Tesla. Okay, this is Tesla. Sorry. Right now, you know about support and resistance lines, but
Yep.
you also need to know about trends. When someone says it's on a bullish trend, that means it keeps increasing over time.
Okay.
That,
So, bro, before you go into trend lines,
yeah.
I just want to make sure everyone has a great idea now in terms of how to set multi-month support and resistance lines, because now trend lines is a completely different ball game. So, elite members, let us know in the chat whether you have any questions regarding support and resistance levels for multi-month and also for intraday. If not, we'll move on to
if,
the trend lines.
if I can add something upon my resistance and support lines, it's
Go ahead, bro.
the Fibonacci retracement. The Fibonacci, in high school, we learned about that. It's the number and the previous number added. So like 1, 0, 1. If I can type 0, 1, then 1. Then these two combined, that's 2. Then these two combined, that's 3. Then these two combined, that's 5. Then that's 8. So it's the current value and the other value added, and
Mm.
it proceeds. So when we take chart, for an example, you can find the Fibonacci over here. Find our lowest point of the chart. If you have a candlestick like this, where it does go low, you don't know where to get it. Take from even the little chopstick bar. You have to take from all the way from the chopstick. It shouldn't be from the the big one. So go over here, take your Apple or no Tesla, sorry. Take the Fibonacci retracement from here, then pick the lowest point, and then pick the highest point in um, in the chart. And as soon as you do that, you get a lot of numbers. And these numbers are gained from dividing the numbers in the Fibonacci retracement. So if it's, let's say, it was 3, 5, and 8, and then it's 13, then it's 21, then it's dividing these numbers, like 8 divided by 21. I can put the calculator.
So does this Fibonacci levels, do they support your pre-inserted support and resistance levels?
Yeah. The Fibonacci is just mathematics. It shouldn't have anything to do with charts. But as said before, people are like sheeps. As
Yeah.
as soon as they see a lot of YouTubers use the Fibonacci and so on, they will just use the same and use the same and use it also as a support and a resistance line. So when we look at Apple, we took from all the way from here down. No, sorry, Tesla, from the lowest point to the highest point. Then just do it multiple times before there's a bullish movement.
Mm.
For every bullish movement, just do it once if you want to go long on this.
Yo, that's looking complicated.
Yeah, it does. But what they have in common is it's all you see all these lines. That's the Fibonacci retracements. So this line you see here, the more lines there are in one place, the better the support. So we can see two lines are nearly touching each other here. So just use this as a support. We can see it bounced back, it bounced down, touched it, but it got resisted. It got resisted here, which also is a Fibonacci number. Then it got also resisted here, which also is a Fibonacci number. This is if you
Bro,
want to.
bro, slow down, bro. Like it's
Sorry.
that is okay. So yeah, I'm hearing people talking about charts looking like a rainbow. Tomorrow's got a head
All right.
massage thingy emoji.
Let's do one then. It's easier.
All
Okay,
right.
this is Tesla, right?
Okay. So where do you? Okay, so you identified where to where you can pick up the Fibonacci tool from.
Yeah.
Are you in a multi-month, or are you back in the monthly time frame or daily time frame, or
I'm
what time
on
frame is
the
it?
multi-month 2-hour time frame
2 hours. Why not
yeah,
daily? Why are you not using the daily time frame?
because daily like a stock like Tesla can go from 500 to 600 in one day. The 2 hour shows the it's more precise, showing more of them, because right now I don't want to do it like before, taking all of it. It's less precise. Instead, take the last bullish movement, the lowest point in the last bullish movement, and put it on the
To the
highest point.
highest point.
Yeah.
Okay. So right. That's a bit clearer. However, I'm still not clear on why you're using the 2 hour time frame. So you said Tesla. Okay, Tesla has crazy volatile runs. What about Apple? Would you use the 2 hour time frame for that
Apple is increasing with point one each day, bro.
each
Just
day?
use the one. Yeah. But
So what
for
would you use the 1 hour time frame for Apple?
um, it
Because
depends
like
on.
last week we had like generic, like, okay, so if you're trading blue chips, your
Yeah.
MAs are 20, 50, and 200. If you're trading smaller caps, it was what was it? Was it 50? Was it 10, 20, and 50?
Yes.
Yeah, and then mid
What do you mean?
size, you said it was 120. Do you get what I'm saying? So what's the how would you bunch it all together for the Fibonacci then?
For the Fibonacci, I would bunch it with how many months you're looking ahead. If I looked 1 year back, then I would rather use the daily one. But since I'm only
Daily.
looking from
Okay.
November,
Yep.
that's like 5 months, then I will just use the 2 hour. You can also use the 4 hour, but there's no
Okay.
point in using the daily chart when you are not that far behind. That is better if you're using for long term. That's also why as soon as you press the daily, you get all the way to 2020. If you use the 4 hours, you get to November, December. Then use the hours according to uh, what time frame you're looking on.
Okay.
So right now, the last bullish or a really bullish movement was in 16 November. So just use the 2 hours, and we can
Okay,
here.
so can you take that off? Can you take that off? And that Fibonacci. Okay,
Mhm.
so you've set your time frame. You've zoomed out to see the beginning point of a bullish move, and
Yeah,
then the end point,
yeah,
right? Okay,
exactly.
and, and then you selected your Fibonacci, and then you click on the lowest point of the bullish move.
Yeah, the lowest point
Yep,
to the highest point of the
to
bullish
the
move.
highest point. Right.
Yeah,
So you just drag it to the highest point, and then
just
that
drag it.
begins. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Clearer. Yeah.
then use these levels as nice retracements. That means when it touches this area, right, the highest point,
Yep.
the best retracement is
That level there.
0.236, that
Yeah.
level here. And
Yeah.
look at the
Nice.
support here, bro.
Yeah.
Look at the
It
support.
literally. That's sick.
Yeah. And if it breaks through this, let's say here, right, it broke through it due
Yeah.
to the correction and all.
Yeah.
The other retracement line is here,
Yeah.
and we can see there's a
It,
support
it
here.
respected that level as well.
Yeah.
Nice.
The other support here.
Nice. Wow. So again, like you're saying, everybody is using these Fibonacci levels, which is why
Yeah.
they're becoming okay. That's it. Yeah.
d- you can also just watch it here. It bounced under it. It went up, bounced on the Fibonacci retracement and on the 20 MA. It
Yeah.
went up. So
Nice.
uh, use the MA, use the support resistance lines, and to at the last one, use the Fibonacci. We can also use the Fibonacci on the other stock if you want. Just name a random one,
GoPro.
just because you're invested in it. Okay, GoPro had its last bullish movement in November also. How ironic. Um, take the
So you,
lowest point
yep.
to the highest.
Nice.
Now, now look at this. I will just put out some. I will just do this, right?
Yeah. So those are the key levels from the Fibonacci that you've just drawn out.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right.
And it's pretty much respected those levels.
Pretty much. So compare it to your current support lines and the current MA. You can always change the visibility and text and so on, so you can see a difference that this is the Fibonacci level and not the other one.
I like this. I like this. This is making sense.
You can see, bro, right here it respected it really good.
Yeah.
Here also it respected it really good. It went with 20 cents under it, but that's nothing.
God.
So use the Fibonacci accordingly also. The more indicators you use, the more tools you use, the stronger is your buy thesis. The stronger is your how you want to scalp this stock if you want to take profits out and so on.
Okay. This is mind blowing. Again, great. Well, let's see what people are talking about in the chats. Manuel don't have a clue. What do you mean I don't have a clue? Yeah. I love learning. This is great. This is great. Key support levels again. So would you know at the beginning you drew them manually? Would you
Yeah,
be more dependent on the ones that you drew or identified manually, or would you use the Fibonacci? Because the thing is, I don't sometimes you look at some traders and their charts just looks crazy. They've got everything on display, and for me, I don't like that. Do you get what I'm saying? It
yeah.
doesn't make sense, especially from a long-term investing point of view. But what would you recommend elite members look at? Mainly use the Fibonacci levels, or should they just draw it out themselves?
And draw it out themselves. Don't your buy thesis shouldn't be due to a mathematician, but
Yeah,
more to the current support levels. It's because every stock isn't respecting these levels. These are just uh, default levels, but not every stock will respect them.
yeah,
So use draw your own at first, then use the Fibonacci at last, just to check on it.
Okay.
Let's
Okay.
take ATNF, bro. I need to do it.
Eight.
Yeah.
ATNF.
Okay, then we draw one here. Look, like right now here, it didn't respect it. There's a bit support, 30 cents under it, but it's not here as it used to, or here. That would be
Mm,
stronger. So
mm.
we can just remove it. This one is pretty well respected. It bounced off it
Yep.
around 4 times. This one also, it bounced
Nice.
off it 2 times.
Nice.
This one bounced off it a lot of times. And this one was the key. It bounced off
It.
it at the correction. So use it accordingly.
Use it accordingly.
Yeah.
Wow. So okay. So just to recap, bro, before we open the floor to questions, you zoom out on a daily time frame if you're bullish on a stock. You
Yeah.
look for the beginning of a trend, and the end of a trend, and then
Yeah.
you select the Fibonacci tool, and then you click from the lowest part of the beginning of the bullish trend to the highest part, and that, using mathematical equations,
Yeah.
sets out key support and resistance levels. And then, as you can see with ATNF, it's respected it on multiple occasions. So
Definitely.
that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Guys, do you have any questions, elite members? Do you have any questions? So
Bro-
I see, I appreciate
brother,
Dan. I see Dan in the chat. He's helping people out. So are
brother.
you, you're not using Weeble? Are you using Weeble, or is it trading for you?
I am using Webull, but only. Well, the thing I do, I use my technical analysis on TradingView, but when I want to invest, then I use Webull because the minute chart is not lagged. It's really precise. You can see all the buy orders and so on. So it's really good to do your technicals, find a buy entry, and then just follow on the minute chart. That's what I do.
Okay.
Because TradingView's minute chart is very laggy. It comes after the minute, while Webull's use it respects every second of it.
Okay, so from a long-term investor's point of view, you would recommend stick with Trading View.
Yeah, always.
But if you want to day trade, then Webull, because it's more accurate in terms of the minute by minute and ticker trading. Okay.
Yes. Before I did this one, which just looked like a rainbow, right? Where I took every low point and took it to the highest, right? For multiple of them. This will strengthen our buy thesis even more. Right now, it shows a nice support here because some of these lines are collaborating, like they are about to touch. They are really, really close to each other. Like here, to just check the middle of them. Here, these two are touching each other. These two are touching each other. Then you can use, if you want to make a buy thesis, make your own, make one of them, then in the end, make a lot of them. Then for me, especially, it showed that it's more accurate the more you use. But you shouldn't take it all the way from here
Yeah,
because that doesn't make sense.
it just
Just
becomes confusing. Yeah.
yeah, just make 3 or 4 of the
Free.
last bullish movements. Then it's more accurate. Like it did touch on every one of them actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did
Okay.
touch.
So if you wanted to keep it simple, you can just use one Fibonacci from the lowest point to the highest point.
Yeah,
But what you're saying, with, and judging by the way your charts look, if you look for even smaller bullish moves, you can add another Fibonacci and then another one, then another
yeah.
one, and then it begins to look like the rainbow which you have on your screen right now.
A tip would be never to keep it simple because we are investors and it's money we're dealing with. Then
True.
just use a few minutes more of your time to make a bit more Fibonacci levels.
Okay. So Usman, man, is a legend. Yeah, bro. I love learning, bro. I love learning. Okay, so Simon, we do have Webull in the UK. We get access to the charts, but we obviously we can't buy and sell. So you can
Mm.
download Webull. I have it on my phone. Okay, so what advice do you have for someone who is colorblind? So,
You don't need it. Bro, it has nothing to do with colors. You can just use the lines because you can just change the colors in here. So
yeah.
it's and you can also change which Fibonacci levels you find the most important.
Nice. No, this is great stuff. And again, this is all to support what we learned
Yeah,
last week in terms of moving averages and okay. So bro, I want us to move on to what we spoke about before we went live with regards to the moving averages that we learned on blue chips where it was applied and it worked well
yeah,
and where it didn't work well because like we said and what we emphasized last week that it's not set in stone, but we want to understand why or scenarios where it didn't work. So
yeah,
price hit the 200 MA. Maybe we can even introduce some key support levels in this and why it didn't hold.
sure. Let's take it Facebook for an example. Um, this is a good reason not, or this is a good reason to not only be dependent on the technical parts,
Yeah,
because in 2018, Facebook had an interview with the Congress regarding espionage and
yeah.
ads and so on. So yeah, it plummeted all the way here. It
Can you
didn't
zoom
happen
in, bro?
any.
Can you zoom in at
Oh,
that point there? We can't really.
sure. Where was it? Oh, it was here.
Okay, so this is Facebook, a blue
Yeah,
chip company. Everyone is bullish. Well, most people are bullish on the company's been doing really well in terms of financials. However, it tested the 200 MA,
yeah.
the 20, the 50, and the 200, and it didn't respect it.
No, not at all. Look at this. It went minus 23% after the interview with the Congress,
Right.
after the hearing with the Congress. But after that, it did go bullish. It went up 45% within 3 4 months.
Yep.
But I'm not sure what happened here. But this is why you should always weigh the fundamentals higher, because as soon as there were rumor about Facebook espionaging you and selling
Your data.
your
Yeah.
data to FBI or CIA or something, people will sell. They don't want that shit.
Yeah.
So uh, it is the fundamentals why it did go down here. But if we now want to look at the Fibonacci here, from the last bullish movement to the highest one here, right?
Yep.
We can see it even went below that. It it touched this support,
Hmm.
the multi-month support here, right above the other Fibonacci level. So this is a good indication that your own charts or your own setups is better than the Fibonacci one, but it's a good indicator that it's close to it. So you're not far from it. It does show there's a nice support here, which we can see here in this
Hmm.
area. But Facebook, however, um, fell down under the moving average a lot, and it didn't bounce off it for around 1 year. Yeah, this is a 1 year time frame.
Wow.
Uh, that's a lot of time, and it bounced off it in September 2019. Then the crash came, as you remember,
Yep.
40%, and it took a long time before bouncing off it again. At these movements where a crash comes or something like that, you
Mm.
shouldn't be dependent on the 200 MA like here, because you can see it's way under it. Then as soon as you see the 200 MA, it's bad. Look at the supports you drew before, because if you draw this, it barely it went under it, got supported, went up. It
Wow.
it was really near $3 above it. So right here, the Fibonacci did pretty good actually.
So even during a crash, you could still use previous Fibonacci levels to try and find supports.
Yeah, previous Fibonacci levels are just previous levels where you think there's a good support. Like here, it crashed
Nice.
in this area, just bounced off the support. But it's only bouncing off it due to Facebook's fundamentals. Like it's a nice stock, and it falling 40% due to a disease or a virus. Yeah, makes no sense.
Okay, so currently now we're on Facebook. What are the Fibonacci levels now? Because obviously we can see an uptrend since
Yeah,
March.
if you
What
use
are your support? Yeah, go on, bro.
sure, if you use this one from the last
Yep.
crash to the highest point,
Yep.
we can see some Fibonacci levels here, 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 and here.
Wow. And it's respected them
Respected
throughout
them
the
pretty good. Like
pretty good.
here, yeah,
Yeah.
a bit here,
Yep.
and in this area it was a resistance actually, but it
Yeah.
got supported here
Yep.
by it, and here again.
Yep.
S- So yeah, use the Fibonacci also.
Brilliant. Guys, do you have any questions? Elite members, do you have any questions in regards to I know it was a lot initially, but I think we've got there. We've broken through it. So someone
Kes,
asked, go on, bro.
Kes, it's you can use just hold down Shift and click, or you
Shift.
can just or you can press this one.
Yeah. Okay. So that's a shortcut.
Yeah,
Shift and click brings up
yeah.
the measurement tools. Okay, so all right, so Earl asked, so that's a great question. What's your order of operations? So let's say, okay, if you clear your charts, clear all the indicators, what will you start first? So it's a brand new stock, you're bullish on the fundamentals. What are your order of operations?
For blue chip or penny.
For a blue chip, for a long-term investment,
Uh,
you like the company, you've read the fundamentals, you're bullish on it.
yeah,
So in a sense, I think we're now combining everything we learned from last week and what we've
yeah.
learned today. What are your order of operations?
My order of operation is to actually make a trend line. That's always the thing I do. I don't know why, but that's mainly the thing I do when I start investing. That's just make some trend lines and see where it moves. Like you can see right now here, if we cut the 2020 increase and look from August 20 to now, it has been inside this trend line. So from what I would expect only from this, that it will consolidate between these two lines. However, if we then make some nice support lines, there's a nice support here, there's a nice support at this trend line, there's nice support here, and we draw some of the resistance. The one resistance is here. Then I look at the RSI, MACD, to see if it's in a bullish or bearish movement. Right now, it's making new lows or higher lows, as it means. Higher lows, which means that it's in a bullish movement between this and this area. But it's also making from this period to this, it made new lows. That means it went further down. That means it's bearish. But from this area to this area, it made higher lows. So right now it's in a bullish movement. So if I remove the RSI, then I will just quick look at the MACD. Then just to, oh sorry.
Okay, bro, let me rephrase that. Right. So your order of operations for beginners. Because I'm seeing in the comments people like, I wish I never asked the question. You know. So
my Order is
Order of operations for beginners. Like you haven't done
support,
trend lines yet, so
support and resistance. Then RSI MACD.
okay.
Then I will use the Fibonacci, and then I will make a nice entry.
Okay, so what about moving averages?
Oh yeah, I forgot that one.
So start again then, bro. Clear the charts for a beginner, especially if you're a long-term investor. You're not really, I mean, obviously the fundamentals, you're trying to just get a good entry. What's your order of operations from that standpoint?
All right. Because I'm using the free version of TradingView, the
Yep.
thing I usually do is to use moving averages on the TradingView and RSI MACD on the other one, because I'm limited to only use 3 indicators at once.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm a bit cheap with money, so I don't want to pay for TradingView. So instead, I do this. What stock is this? It's Facebook.
You know, investing.com allows you to use more than 3 indicators.
Investing.com.
Investing.com, and it's pretty much the same chart as TradingView
Never heard of it.
for free. So one of the elite members made me aware of it last week. So investing.com elite members, if you want to use more than 3 indicators, because TradingView limits you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I will look at the MA moving
Yep.
average. I will see okay, it bounced off here right now, and it
Yep.
went under it, and right now it's above all 3 indicators.
Yeah.
So I would not expect it to just go and touch the previous resistance, because it's above all 3, meaning it's bullish, but profits will be taken.
Yep.
So I will, as I see this, I will draw a nice resistance here, because
Yep.
it touched it 1, 2, 3 times, and here when it went above but failed. Then I will draw a nice support where
Support.
where I think where I would buy if I would make an entry right now, or if I should wait. Because let's say if the chart went all the way in this section, right near the resistance, I wouldn't
Yeah.
make an entry. I would wait a few days and look at the RSI and MACD to see if it's bullish or not. Then I will look at the RSI MACD. Right now, I can see the RSI is making new lows, as
Yep.
higher lows, sorry, as before, which means bullish. Then I will just zoom in on the MACD. It just crossed over it 2 days ago,
It's
which
bullish. Yep.
means bullish.
Yep.
This is where you should have bought. As
Yeah.
soon as the stick went from down to up,
The crossover.
yeah,
Yeah.
the crossover, that means bullish.
Nice.
So I would say to myself, I'm 2 days behind, but since it's a long-term investment, and as
Yep.
Facebook, the $1-2 shouldn't mean anything. But when it's a penny stock or day trade,
Yep.
I wouldn't go in at all, because it's a penny stock. A lot of people will take profits. It can fast go down real quick. So I will only make an investment once the crossover happens.
Okay. So looking at the questions now, bro. So Stefano asked, how do you bring up the trend lines menu bar at the top of the charts on Trading View? So
Oh,
how do you bring that up?
you go here, then you just select the ones you find interesting, or the ones you normally use. Then you
Okay.
have this, yeah,
Oh, then it comes up automatically at the top, and then you can
automatically.
actually move it around. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So can you please explain how to tell if a stock is likely to rise or drop by looking at support levels, for an example?
Mm. Yeah. Right now, if we can look at Facebook, I'll
Mhm.
look at the 3-month chart. Sorry, I have to click the cursor. All right, I see it dropped. It bounced it off the support. Right now, it's here, and the 3-month chart is a bit more accurate because it's the 1-hour chart. So we can see it got resisted 3 times here, right? And 1 time here and 1 time here. So I would draw a resistance line here. So right now, I would say that it just crossed over or broke through a resistance line, and
Yep.
it's looking like it's about to fall down here. But our
Okay.
assignment tells us that it's not. Sorry, it's not falling down. Or yeah, it is. You see, if you take the 1 hour chart,
Hmm.
it is. It did cross over, but it's about to cross the other one. It's bearish.
Okay. So to answer that question, by the looks of what you've just demonstrated to us, um, you've seen that it just about broke through the resistance level that you've
Yeah.
identified.
Yes.
However, the RSI and the MACD appears to be like it's reversing. It looks like it's a
Yeah.
reversal. So that's not a strong buy the breakout type of move based on the indicators.
Yes, then I will just, as usual, look at the market. What just happened? Why did it rise?
Yeah.
Biden has, the Congress accepted the stimulus bill,
Yeah.
so it is a small puffer which will make it rise a bit. But I think that with when there's more money by the people, uh, it means more inflation, and I would say that the 10-year yield will increase again, and
Yeah.
it maybe will increase as soon as people get their money, but it will fall back down to a support at some time.
Okay. So
Yeah,
essentially, look at the fundamentals surrounding the company or
yeah,
the investment, and then so back it up with technicals, essentially,
yes,
to be able to
yes.
determine whether you think it's going to rise or fall off that support resistance level. Okay, okay, so okay, so so people are really happy that they can now identify how to bring up the trend line box. Which I mean, there you go. If you don't ask, you don't know. Do you get what I'm saying? So, anyone? Okay, so how do you clear your charts? That's from Kez. How do you clear
Oh,
it? You put all the
if
things
you
in.
if you make this right click and just remove drawings.
Nice, simple. Right click, remove drawings.
Yeah.
Okay. Any more questions, elite members? Any more questions? It's your time now. Um, but yeah, bro. Now that just supports everything we learned last week. The Fibonacci key support and resistance levels. Again,
Yeah.
it just backs up your original buy thesis and your fundamentals. It's just again more tools in the toolbox.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Or, oh, Tattooed Chef also down after hours.
So someone asked, what is 1 hour and 1 day contradict each other?
What?
HP, can you ask that question again, please? What is 1 hour and 1 day contradict each other? Or what if? Is that what if? I think it meant what if.
What if? Well, for an entry, I wouldn't look at the daily chart because that's stupid. Because anything can happen during uh,
The day.
anything could have happened at all these days. But as an entry, use the 1 hour, use the 30 minutes just to determine how it went through the same day you want to enter.
Okay.
But of course, make your supports and resistance with the daily chart and look back.
Okay. So Tamara asked, do you use a stop loss for trades and where would you put them? So I'm guessing, okay, let's say you're looking at a day trade, right? You've identified support and resistance, and
Yeah.
it's about to break out resistance. Where would you put your stop loss?
My stop loss here. This you can see here at that this was a nice resistance. It was $3. It touched it multiple times,
Yep.
but and a nice support was this, right? Then I want to see where the other support is. It's here.
Okay. Mm.
Then the other support, it's here.
Yeah.
So as a starter, when I look at a chart like this, I want to see, I will see where I entered. So if I entered in this area, right,
Zoom in,
It
brother. Zoom in, brother.
oh sure. Let's say if I insert in
There you go.
this area, I will just also draw a nice resistance here. If I
Okay.
insert in this area, the stock went up. I put my
Yep.
money in. I thought it would go to 4. It
Yep.
didn't. It went here, and we can see it went here, but and the stock was supported in this area for 3 minutes, 4 minutes.
Mm.
It went up and down 20 cents. Then my stop loss would be below this one. It would be around here at the other support. As soon
Okay.
as so there's the first support here because of how it reacted in those 4 minutes is a day trade. So you have to look at the minute chart. But as soon as it breaks through the support or in a bad way, down,
Yep.
use your stop loss at the other support. So
Oh,
if it broke down at 3.15, use your support at 3.
okay. So to
Use your stop
summarize,
loss at 3. Sorry. To to summarize, yes, look at the resistance where you insert and look at the nearest support level and set your stop loss right below it
nice.
because it's a day trade. As soon as it breaks through one support, it can just burst through it uh,
Yeah.
because I don't know why this one went 200%, but just to clarify that you shouldn't take risk when day trading.
Nice. Nice. I think that's explained it perfectly, bro. Thank you. Thank you. Let me so Simon asked how long. So Simon, this was asked in the previous session. Uh so uh, oh, so M started learning technical analysis towards late last year, wasn't it? Late last
Yeah,
year, and just kept on practicing, and yeah.
brother, if you practice, you can learn it in a day. But the thing that which takes time is your confidence when making these charts.
Yeah.
Do you really want to make a buy entry when it hits this area or not? It's
Mm,
all about the confidence.
nice. Okay, so John, yeah, so John, we've answered that, brother. We've answered that. Okay, so you mentioned on Apple that you buy in at the highest points, and it will take a year to make any profit. What would you then do? Would you cut your loss or reinvest or hold early on the stream?
Bro, I would leave Apple.
You would leave it
Uh,
because you're bullish. What long term on the
uh,
fundamentals? You mean?
yeah, bullish long term on the fundamentals, but for Apple to increase to, let's say, 200, that would take years, like a
Mm,
lot of years. I would rather just invest my money somewhere else.
mm,
Uh, and in DM, especially, even though I did take a lot of profits today,
mm,
uh, ATNF,
mm.
fast money, because Apple did increase by a lot during this time frame in 2020, and it
Mm.
shouldn't be in this area. It did go down, but for it to go to 200 requires a lot of money.
Yeah. A lot of institution buying and
Yeah,
retail. Yeah. Okay. Because of the market cap. I mean, it's $2 trillion. So,
yeah. Well,
okay.
the reason it did increase so much, that's because 2020 was the record year of new retailers.
Yeah.
So a lot of it is due to retailers. Retailers love Apple. They're brainwashed. I'm a
Yeah.
Samsung guy, but it fell down, and retailers will never make it go to 200 within a year again.
And also, again, a lot of money was printed and flooded into the system.
Yeah.
Um, okay. So, within Walls asked, really good session. How can you detect manipulation in stocks? So, for example, CCIV at the peak, a lot of a sudden flash crashes. That's very true. That's very true. Is there a way that you can detect manipulation?
Manipulation, I would say the best way to detect it is after the event.
Is that Halion or is that CCI? That's CCIV. Okay, sorry.
Did you just compare to Halion?
It looks too familiar, bro. Sorry. That or Nicola. It just looks so familiar.
I
Right.
agree.
CCIV.
Well, if you look at a chart like this, it went down 50% in one day. Um, I don't need to be Einstein, because why would people take profit? It's a pump and dump stock. So this is manipulation. You cannot know if it's a manipulation before the
It
event.
happens.
Yeah,
Yeah.
before it happens.
So I think within walls, bro, it's really hard to be able to. Unless I mean, like even short sellers, short sellers randomly put out hit reports, and
Yeah,
then that in itself is a form of manipulation. And I just don't think there's a way you can preempt manipulation until
um,
it's already happened. Because I remember during CCIV intraday on a Friday, I believe it was, it crashed from like 60 to like 40, and then went back
yeah.
up to 50 or something crazy like that. So I get, yeah, so I don't think there's any way you can know precisely when it was about to happen.
One
Okay.
thing to know the fundamentals is, why was it up here? They don't have anything yet.
Yeah.
No. So just don't take the risk and take profits.
Yeah, I mean that CCIV, we all knew it was a lot of the movement was hype based obviously on the
Yeah.
merger news, and it's kind of settled down now. So okay, so what are you thinking about LKCO? Just joined the stream.
Well, LKCO just got the deal, not delisted, but you cannot trade it from Robinhood anymore. So what I did was, actually I day traded it today a lot. It's right now in barcode. It's being manipulative a lot. But what I did was, I sold all my shares at 1.13. I bought back in at 1.02, and then I'm planning on just to day trade it.
So is
I
that
lo-
based on support and resistance levels again? You're
yeah,
buying.
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
In the long run, CCL LKCO is a high risk, but
Yeah.
high risk, high profit. So I will always have some shares in it for the long run.
Okay. It was a great day trade, great day trading platform.
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay, cool. I think that's it. NNDM, my man. So I'm guessing it wants you, Simon wants you to have a look at NNDM's charts from a support and resistance point of view.
Oh,
Um, and then within Wall said Apple Car is coming very soon. We hope Project Titan. And Simon said the suits. Yep, the suits, always the suits. So yeah, NNDM, where are your key support and resistance levels?
right now we can see a
Yeah,
support here,
yeah.
green. The other support is right here, and it's right now on the support level,
Resist. Yeah, yeah,
because you can also see it
yeah.
increased here, it fell down, but it touched the support and went straight up.
Went higher. So it's
Yeah,
currently at a key level right now.
at a key level. The other
Yeah,
support, I would say, is here, here, and here. Three
yeah.
main supports. Because if you look at this one right here, it went up, it went down, all the $1, it went straight up again. And if you look at how it reacted here, it went down, touched the other support, went above the other support again, but yeah, broke through it. So, but at this area, it was consolidating between these two supports. So I will just remove this one and go with these two.
So if you go into real time where we are now, so because I know a lot of people missed buying NNDM when it dropped, uh,
Yeah.
there's if it does retest that support level there, that could potentially be a buying another chance to buy. Um, according to what you're saying. Okay, cool. So
Uh, well,
right, we're going to be wrapping this up now, guys. We're going to be wrapping this up. How do you? Okay, so what you need to do, I think there's a black connoisseur. What you need to do is check the previous video lessons, because we did have one with Dan where he went into detail regarding how he finds his stocks, good day trades. So it's to do with low floats. So that's already been covered. So
mm,
I'm in that DSGT Galaxy. Okay, so that again for long-term user 97, that's not to do with what we're looking at today in terms of long-term views. So Dan said he throws darts. and without a dartboard. And then, yep. Okay. I think that's it, brother. I think that's it. Again, another great session. Thank you so much
You're
for sharing your
welcome.
knowledge, bro. We appreciate you. And yeah, I think that did you guys appreciate it? Let us know in the chats whether you appreciated today's video lesson. I thought the Fibonacci was another banger. Yeah. Let us know, guys, before we sign out. We found some value from today. Yeah.
Market tomorrow not looking so good.
Yep. So yeah. Okay. So it's all coming in now. Yep. Thank you. Nice session.
Nice.
Yes. Yep. Perfect. Nice one. Another great. Yep. Learned a lot. Great session. Perfect. So it was very, very valuable once again, brother. We thank you for your time. We appreciate you. Thank you, elite members, for turning up. And yeah, it should be available soon in the channel within the next couple of hours. So we appreciate your time. So we're gonna wrap this up. Thank you all so much, and we will see you in next week's session. All right. Take care. Bye.